Um, so we're gonna talk about attracting your tribe, and what's in the way of attracting your tribe. Hi, pretty. And I miss seeing you at like the gas station. We haven't bumped into each other in a while there. So what gets in the way of attracting your tribe? So your tribe meaning like your friends, your clients, your lovers. Yeah, there are some key points, and this message I would say is specifically to those who are sensitive and empathic, right? So the sensitives who are single, or the empaths that you're not making sales. There are some key points and things I'm going to share with you to take a look at, so that you can shift not only your mindset but also your energetic frequency, so that like who is a match to you is going to come in, and there's reasons why they're not. Let me just share this. I sing a lot to myself at home. Oh, I'm funny. I am funny. If you only knew how funny I am. Hold on, I'm getting my notes. Okay, so first of all, very important thing that I want to say first of all is that you can't get wrong. You can't get life wrong. You are not going to miss out. You are not going to do the wrong thing. Like, everything is unfolding perfectly and divinely timed, including you happen to tune into this message and hear whatever is meant for you and have it come through. And it's like, that's just the next level evolution. And so you always, like I say, have choice. Choice is your superpower. You always have choice. So some people may choose to watch this and get the information and insight now. Some people may decide to watch it later on. Some people might just say pass. It may not even be for some people, right? But what is the key here is I'm showing up and I'm sharing what is coming through, because I lived through it. And one of the, so I think I might just weave some of my story in here, but the very important thing I wanted to say, first of all, was that you can't get it wrong. So don't stress about it. But I'm going to share 3 different things. And again, there could be a various amount of either beliefs or ways of being or behaviors or constructs, or the way that, your behaviors that you've developed in order to, move through this world, that with some simple shifts, simple and profound shifts, that you can have a complete change in your experience. And that's why, if you follow me for any time soon, recent years, you'll find my hashtag #unfuckyourmind, because that is, when you shift the beliefs and you hook from the programming and the constructs that we've, all been taught and, pushed into our brains. And this is where my work comes in, where you actually also shift the energetic frequency, because actually the beliefs come after. If you work with the frequency, then the beliefs shift. So that's my jam, is energy. So, so the first thing here's the thing, is that, so I'm going to share 3 things. There's definitely more, and two more things I want to share with you. There's definitely more. And if, my intention is that as you're hearing these things, that it's going to open up to your mind to other possibilities and other ways that you might have the opportunity to shift what you're thinking and shift your energetic frequency, and just see how some of what I shared today may be playing out in your life. Because, I really do believe that, empaths and sensitives are the next, generation of change makers, including, like, you live in your life, right? You don't have to, hey, Jeff, you don't have to, be an empath and a sensitive and, be running a business that helps other empaths and sensitives, or, be empathic, and an entrepreneur. You can, like, just literally just create your life the way that you want to create it, right? But what I'm sharing today is that if you're finding that there's things in your life that are like, that, your relationships aren't quite what you want them to be, or your, your business, your clients aren't showing up the way that you want them to be, then there is some, how do I say, commonalities that I see with empathic entrepreneurs, where because of who they are, that it creates a mismatch in what you desire and what it is you're actually experiencing. I actually made myself a nice coffee. I want to have a sip. Hey. Hi, Karen. So the first thing I want to share about like why it's challenging to find your tribe. And again, your tribe being like all of the people in your life, right? The people, your friends, your associates, your clients, your lovers, right? So the number one, well, there's three things. So the first thing I want to share is that it's like, if you've been trying to fit in, right? So what you do is you, it's like empaths and sensitives can, tune in to what other people are thinking and feeling. And when other people are thinking and feeling certain things about you or about, like who you are, then you start to contort yourself. And like, let me know when and if any of this starts resonating with you or if you have any questions. But what you do is like, so you're not attracting your tribe, you're not aligning with like more of your tribe is because you're trying to contort yourself to fit in with other people, right? Because you can feel, you can sense, you can walk into a room and you can feel like who's open to you, who's not open to you, right? And it's normal. First of all, it's like it's normal human behavior and experience to want to belong, to want to be a part of a tribe. So when you walk into something like that and you're feeling like, ooh, you can feel the closed offness and you take it personal, or you can sense what they're really thinking about you or feeling about you, then you start to contort yourself. And when you're contorted, your energy is contorted and people can't really see who you are, right? People can't find you. People can't like connect with the vibration, right? So like magnets attract, like, or opposites attract, right? So so that's not going to make any sense in this. Never mind. Rewind, delete. Like attracts like. We'll go there. And so when you're like vibing on a frequency like you are right now, and so what's happening in your life and who you're attracting in right now is a match to like who you are and what you're vibing at. And so it's not so much about like the people outside of you and if they would change. It's like really tuning in like, okay, what in me, like how can I stop contorting myself? Like what do I need for myself to not be afraid about not fitting in, to let go of the ways I've contorted myself so that I can fit in order to be a match to those who are waiting for you, those who want to hang out with you, those that are can see you when you're in your full you, right? When you're unveiled, when it's all of you out in the world, right? Hey, Sean. And so the second piece here about what gets in the way of attracting your tribe is that you're looking at others' magic, right? You're looking at what others have and seeing that you don't have it, or why don't you have it, or why can't you do it, right? You're looking at the way another does their presentation or their lives or runs their business or shares their art or does their healing work. And you're wondering you're even trying, you're trying to do it their way, you're following all of their steps, but still something's not working, right? Or you're looking at another person and it's like they have these, talents and gifts and extra senses and sensitivities, and you're like, why don't I have that? Like, I wish I could do that. But here's the thing. I'm a hand talker if you haven't figured that out yet. I'm standing too, so I'm gonna put it in my back pocket. Is that your magic, your gifts, your sensitivities, your clairsentience, whatever that is your feeling, you're seeing, you're knowing, the way that you work with energy, the way that you move about the world is unique to you. So, you can, look to others for inspiration, but whatever inspires you and the other person, like rather than trying to say, okay, like how can I move energy like that? Or how can I shift belief systems like that? Or how can I, fill up my courses and sell out my classes, right? It's like Jeff said, be you, right? So it's like be inspired by seeing another, but don't like get locked into that's the way your magic moves through you. That's the way your gifts move through you. That's the way that you your expression, you being the channel of consciousness that you are, is completely individual. And when you're, looking at another's way of being, and not like you're cutting off like connecting with yourself. So it's like, so here's the next steps on this piece is like, you look at others, what inspires you, and then just ask yourself, how can that be an expression from within me? Right? So if you see somebody working with energy in a certain way, and just ask yourself, like, how can I work with energy that gives me a similar result? Right? Because what happens is like when you're asking yourself the how questions, not only is it like, it's like your brain gets to solve a problem because that's what it's built for, but then you're also going up into the cosmos, the quantum field, and you're putting the question out there for it to come down and come into you. And this is where like having a great relationship with yourself, having an open heart, that high heart connection to you and your high self, allows the information to come in with ease and quickness. And so you're not like second guessing your decisions, your choices, right? Because you're getting the information from your own know-how. So before I give you the third point, is just actually just started to talk a little bit about it, is that I have a new course called Unveiled. It's 6 weeks, you and I together, and I'll share the link. Actually, let me get it up in here. And it's, what I do is I'm able to go in and read your field and see where the misalignments in energy is, where the core to the beliefs that are holding you back are, and do the energy work around that. And at the same time, I'm teaching you how to do it, how to work with your energy. We're also going to be like igniting the gifts that are within you, right? Because here's the thing is like, you have to like really be okay with allowing yourself to change. Because as I said in that first point, hey Flo, as I said in that first point, it's like you're what's that word I used? What the heck did I say? Contorting, right? You're contorting yourself, right? And so in order to like come into alignment with those that are meant to cross your path, again, can't get it wrong, is that you are going to have to change, right? So in opening your field by releasing the beliefs, by releasing the energy contortions that you're in, by like really tuning in to like what's that fine-tuned instrument in you. How do you work with energy? Like how do you connect with others, even telepathically? How do you magnetize into your life clients, lovers, friends, relationships that you want to have, associates, right? You do that energetically, and you're doing it now. But if you are moving forward in the way of like do action, and not putting any attention to your vibrational frequency or where your thoughts are about what you're creating, then you're missing a huge piece. You're missing like 2/3 of the whole process. And that's the magic that I bring forth. And that's the magic that I want to share with you in Unveiled, where it's like, you're going to be unveiled. You're going to be like, stepping out as all of who you are, feeling confident, owning the gifts that you have, owning your knowing, having that connection with your high heart and self-trust, and, learning how to, decipher and dismantle the beliefs that are contorted, and like how to work with your energetic frequency, how to work with vibration. Because what happens, the more that you start to release the heavy, dense layers of fear and insecurity and self-doubt and contortion, right? You're like, imagine yourself kind of tied up. When you start opening up, you have access to more energy. And it feels a little funky. There's a discomfort that happens. And what happens is that people usually get a little freaked out, and they call it anxiety, or they call it a panic attack, or they call it something, or overwhelm, and then they just contract. So in our time together, we're going to be working together around like, how do you work with these energies? How do you, work with it within your body, and, feel, confident in this, new expression of who you are on all levels, physical, energetic, emotional, spiritual, in your business, in your life, And so before I give you the third point, this is what I want to tell you. Oh, so the point is, we're going to be together 6 weeks. Very important bonus here that I want to share with you. If you register by next Saturday, by the winter solstice. So keep in mind, right now we are coming out of the full moon energy. We are going into winter solstice. We are ending a decade, and we're going into eclipse season. So there is a lot of like cosmic energy that is supportive of the shifts and changes. You may even be feeling them right now, because what happens is that when you're holding yourself back and not being the fullest expression, life starts kind of pushing at you like, yo, nudging you, yo, like, and it'll show up as chaos. It'll show up as triggers. And it's like learning how to work with all of that. You actually free yourself and you're empowered. So we'll be together for 6 weeks, and if you register by next Saturday, by the winter solstice 12/21, you get a free extra week, full on support with me. So within this, we're gonna have conversations every week. We're gonna get on calls every week. I'm gonna bring you through all of the things I talked about, tuning your energy, getting, understanding how to work with energy so that when that energy expansion happens, that you can maintain that expansion. Because when you're not learning to maintain it and working with energy, you contract. So this is where patterns and cycles happen. It's like, you make some money and then it crashes. You make some money and then it crashes. Or the same thing was like, you have some great momentum in the, dating world or with, other relationships, and then, something happens and it falls away. So, and then dismantling the mind, unfucking your mind, releasing the beliefs that are in the background that are, creating your current experiences. And so we'll talk every week. You have 24/7 access to me through Voxer. And so you're going to be heading into, you're shedding what's no longer serving you now and heading into 2020, like really feeling empowered and confident and fearless. And so just imagine, right? I mean, I know that you want to make money, and I know that you want to attract relationships, and I know that you want to be happy in your life. It comes from what's going on the inside, right? So if you can just imagine for a moment and even feel into your body, like what would it feel like feeling empowered and confident and assured and so self-trusting that you knew when you asked a question, the answer came. And you can totally trust it. And that you were so committed to yourself that as you move forward and things change, you would never abandon yourself. And you were so super clear on what your exacting standards are that nothing less than that can start coming into your life. Because I will tell you, is that like as you start to step into this, allowing more of you to come through, this is another reason, it's just a bonus one that I'm throwing in here right now. And then I'm going to get to number 3, is that your life is going to change. Right? The people that were resonating with you as you were contracted, this is why people sometimes don't do the personal work, because they're afraid that when they start showing who they really are, that the people around them, their lives are going to change. And people in my life have fallen away. And it's been a little challenging, but big B, big U, big T, the people that I have in my life are beyond words. I have amazing people in my life. My tribe is amazing. I'm speechless. And that's actually part of the motivation of this live today, is because I know that there's many of you out there that feel like people don't understand you, that you feel like you can't be yourself, that you feel like when you are yourself, like people respond. Well, the people respond because it's almost part of your script too. But you have to understand that like whatever space you hold, whatever choices you have, whatever your focus is what you're going to tune into. So meaning if you're worried about, people leaving your life, and then that's all you're thinking about is the people leaving your life, you're not leaving space open to allow into your life what you really want. If I sit with the energy in my heart right now around the people that are in my life and that I've called in, it's huge, right? And it's like, right? It could feel like anxiety, but it's not. It's like massive amounts of love and gratitude and appreciation, and, really very much worth the effort and energy of the inner work that I did to be in this space right now. So I know that, there are people out there that don't, because what happens is like I start pulling people together, right? I start pulling like my friends together and coming together, and it's just like this, like such like appreciation and awe for like meeting other like-minded people. And like I said earlier in this, is that, the empaths and the sensitives are the, the leading, the pioneers, the generation moving forward that is going to bring the change. And if it's, if it's just for yourself and your unit and your family, or if it's like on bigger scales, whatever it is, right. It's like, you'll know that something needs to change by how you feel inside, because it just comes to a point where you're just not going to be able to hold back who you really are anymore. Okay, so the third point about what gets in the way of attracting your tribe is that like not letting yourself be seen. Right, so it's kind of a little bit about like trying to fit in, but it's this a little slant of it about like not letting yourself be seen. And because you're sensitive to energy, and because you know how to work with energy, you're probably pretty masterful about putting up an energetic shield so that others can't see you, right? Because if others can't see you, and this is the thing with empaths, what you end up subconsciously doing is taking on other people's stuff. This is so important. I'm glad this is coming through right now. Taking on other people's stuff, right? So their fears or their insecurities or their self-doubts, and believing it's your own. Then it's like you're walking around and you're afraid to let people see you because you feel like there's, there's these things that are wrong with you and you don't want people to see them. Well, it's probably not even yours, right? So like your next steps around here, like about not letting yourself be seen, is like
bring conscious awareness to it. Like pay attention to how you are out in the world. You know, like I know for me, this is like, I mean, it's kind of cool. To work with energies is kind of cool and it's kind of fun. It's not kind of fun, it's really fun. Because what I do, like when I don't want to be seen, like I go into a grocery store, it's like I put on like Harry Potter's invisible cloak. I do. I work with energy in a way where it like creates this field around me so I can go in and I can get my groceries and I can get the heck out of there. End of story. Do I have anything on my teeth? So the thing is sometimes that invisible shield is up and you don't want it to be up. So your clients can't find you, the people who want to take your classes can't find you, your associates who you want to connect with can't find you, your other magical, mystical beings can't find you, your lovers can't find you, because there's an energetic shield up. So pay attention. How, like, this is how you'll know. It's like, because I could bet for you that you're almost so automatically used to putting up an energetic shield that you don't really realize that it's happening. And that's like in Unveiled, these are some of the things we're going to work at, because I'll be able to read your field and see what's going on. And so when it's automatic, you don't even realize it. So just start paying attention. Like, how do I feel? Because it's almost like I started to realize that it's like when there's too much energy, I would just put up the field. And so by being aware, like, how do I feel right now? Like you'll be able to know, like you're already sensitive and in touch enough. You should, if not, let's definitely do some work together where you be able to feel, oh, I've put this protection mechanism around me. So, but what happens is that the right people can't find you. So I think I've said everything that I want to say today. I better be careful because Facebook might think Mariah Carey's playing, right? I did want to share a story, and this is like, it's getting late already. It's a long video. I mean, so I'll share the story super fast because I feel like it's really important, because I started in energy work, when was this? 2003. And around here, it's like, I mean, I didn't grow up with a family that was really like in tune or talking about any of this. There wasn't a lot of healers, like there wasn't any healers. So it was very different. I was very different. And I had gone to school for energy medicine practitioner, and I had found some holistic networking group where like once a month they would get together for breakfast at different businesses. So I started like, get drawn to more and more people doing this work. And I remember one of the first ones that I went to, I think I went to my corporate job, and then I left, went to this meeting, and then went back. And I remember sitting there because I was in corporate, and I didn't know that I would be doing this right now. I was in healing work to actually work on myself because of some massive life changes that had happened. So I am at this breakfast and I'm watching these people speak, and I just remember looking at this lady and thinking, wow, like she's so cool. Like I want to be her friend. Right? And I don't know if I was outgoing as I am now, but long story short, and it wasn't even then, like I don't even know like how we like connected, but her and I are really good friends now. And hi Busy, hey Shay, I have a lot of cool people in my life that are doing really amazing, profound, like awesome things. Hi Lynn. So it's like there's from like spiritual directors to artists to healers to physical therapists to it just dropped out of my mind. Ooh, my ears. People doing really amazing things. Oh, web design, right? I'm working with a empathic web designer. So it's not necessarily that you're out there sharing your healing work and empathic. It's like, who you are has a ripple effect on the world. And so if you're feeling like, hey, it's time to be unveiled, check out the link. Oh, let me post it right here. And, and message me if you feel like, hey, this might be for me. I have a couple of questions, or if this is resonating with you, message me and tell me what you're ready for. I used to be able to pin it, but I can't pin it now. And let's chat. Let's see if, the way that I work and dismantle beliefs and, show you how to work with your energetic vibration is a match for what you're ready for. And if you're feeling nervous and if you're feeling scared, that's a really good signal as well, because that's just the parts of your inner limitations that are like not ready to be dismantled. But here's the thing, there's only going to be so long that you're going to be able to hold back who you are until it just becomes way too uncomfortable. And, here's another thing. I'm super, super passionate about this and probably keep talking, but I'm going to get my hair cut. Like when you are energetically aligned, right? When you're tapped into your frequency, when you are no longer contorted, when you are, your heart is connected to your higher self, when you have that direct connect to beyond, getting the answers and feeling confident, it's like life becomes easier. It's just easier, right? Because you're not trying to figure it out with your brain, right? Now you're choosing, you're energetically attuning, and then you're allowing, right? So it's not always easy to kind of just, surrender to the whole thing, but I promise you that when you are tapped into your magic, when you allow yourself to be unveiled and fully seen, life does become so much easier. Effort is just not necessary. You're working with frequencies, you're working in the quantum field. I know those are all like words that you understand. But let's like integrate it. Let's let me be your guide and channel. You have full access to me for the, my psychic, my seeing, my clairvoyance to support you and, uncovering and discovering and unveiling what is already within you. Your way. Not my way. Your way. So that's all I have to say today. Have a great Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday or Friday, whenever you see this, and message me any questions you have about Unveiled. The comment is in the down below, and if you register by December 21st, you get that whole extra week, which is like $350 value. And yeah, it's really, it would be awesome to work with those who are saying hell yes. Bye.